Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. My name's Brian and this channel is all about modernizing and building retro automobiles into some really sweet rides and a lot of lessons learned along the way. In this episode we're going to tackle some hinge problems. So I don't know if any of you ever met saggy on your Mustang, but the doors always seem to have a little bit of wear and tear on them, and rightfully so. These things are pretty old. So it's time to do some fixes and it's time to do some repairs on this 68 Vert. We're hopeful that we can get all of these hinges done in an afternoon, so we'll see how it goes. But here we go, let's jump right into it.
Saggy doors, we all hate them. Door sag is, well, what I'm referring to by that is when you open your door and all of a sudden the door falls down about 2 or 3 inches because there's so much play in the hinges. That is what we're talking about here. I first met saggy on this 68 convertible barn find I picked up. Immediately as I was approaching it, I went to the driver's side door and I opened it up and thump, I felt the car door just shift down like 2 inches almost, it felt like. The passenger side wasn't as bad, it didn't have as much, but it doesn't have as much use, right? The driver's doors take a beating on these things. So I'm looking for something that's pretty bulletproof as far as these hinges. I don't want to come in here later on and have to put new pins in or anything like that. So I'm looking for something that's a solution to it, and I think I found it through the Mustang Steve kit. I could easily just replace my original hinges with some aftermarket hinges and call it done. But what kind of fun would that be? And actually my experience is that the tolerances in those repro hinges turn saggy really quick. If the builders of these Mustangs had known that we were going to love them this much and that the driver doors would take such a beating, then they may have beefed them up. They may have made them this way.
Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, well, would you look at that?
But they didn't make them this way, but they did put some bushings inside them that were made to be worn out. But the problem is we don't usually catch it before it actually wears out, and then it becomes,
this is where the saggy doors coming from.
A project. In this episode, we're going to try to fix saggy. I want to say a big thank you to all the build community for all the love, and thanks to all the new followers of the channel. So here we are, let's take off these fenders and get these hinges rebuilt. This is the first time these fenders and doors have come off this car since back in '68 when it was on the factory floor. Amazing. Along with some trees or leaves or whatever bio that is that came out of these fenders, the hinge disassembly, which takes some persistence. After giving it a good dose of penetrating oil, official 15mm socket, and some little persuasion, progress was made. Time to bring in the grease hinges. The original hinge pin holes need to be enlarged so they can be beefed up for the oversized bushings. After enlarging the hinge pin holes, it's time to clean up everything and fit the sleeves to weld. This has been a good break in bodywork and sanding, but it's all part of the fit check, so back to more bodywork and sanding after this. The sleeve that Mustang Steve provides is great. It's already beveled and ready to weld to your original hinges. On the bottom sleeve, I did have to notch out a little area where the clearance had to be made. So then I welded up the new sleeves to the hinges. Actually, before welding it, I inserted a 1/2 inch bolt to hold everything together nice and aligned. With the sleeves all welded in, it's time to press the new oversized bushings in. Oversized bushings installed. Now let's install that greasable hood pin. Make sure before you reassemble that you have it all oriented correctly. Also take a pic of the orientation of your hinges before you actually remove them from the car. That will give you a good idea where to start realigning the door once it goes back on. I'm thinking this setup will last the lifetime of this car. Being able to grease these hinges will prevent any wear on the oversized bushings, although I would imagine there's going to be some wear. Next, I cleaned up some of the bolts, ready for the hinge install. The kits offered by Mustang Steve are excellent quality and makes these hinges bulletproof. Basically as smooth as any modern hinge ever could hope to be. So, I could have gone with newish reproduction hinges, but I wanted smooth operation and something bulletproof. I highly recommend and would love to see you other builders out there's pics and vids as you have or will be tackling your door hinges. As you saw, this kit uses larger hinge pins and grease fittings to allow pressure lubrication and steel reinforcement tubes that stiffen the hinge considerably and provide a reservoir for the grease. These are absolutely not bolt-on repairs as some drilling and welding is required. But the repair work isn't hard, and with a little care, the entire hinge set me back an afternoon. We got some greased hinges, baby. No sag at all. Oh yeah. Clean her up though.
Guys, this hinge thing turned out pretty good and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about the other mods that are going on in this 68 Fastback and the 68 Vert. Please be sure to check out the other videos of the Fastback and of the Vert. More to come, guys, and I'm super excited to share with you guys. Thanks so much to the build community again. You guys mean a lot to me and have helped me so much throughout the years. I really appreciate you guys, and please be sure to hit the like and subscribe.